I've already made videos and lessons about this topic before, but never a specific video about this question. What is the difference between using 좋다 and 좋아하다? But I still see a lot of beginners getting it wrong, so I wanted to make a video just talking about this. First of all, so what are these? Well, 좋다 means to be good. The end. Literally, 좋다 only means to be good. So something is good. He has a good personality. That is a good idea. That sort of sense. So if you were to say 좋아요, that literally just means that is good. Whatever you're talking about is good. Or you could say 김치가 좋아요. Literally, kimchi is good because 좋다 means to be good. That's literally what it means. Kimchi is good. So keep in mind that 좋다 is a descriptive verb, meaning it's used for describing things. So anytime you're using it, you are describing something as being good. But if you can't remember that it's a descriptive verb, just remember that it means to be good. So because this is a descriptive verb, because it's describing something, and because it means to be good, well, you could never use 좋다 together with the object marker. Instead of 김치가, you could not ever say 김치를 좋아요. Grammatically, it would make no sense. The object marker can only be used with an action verb. It can only be used with something that's affecting something else. So here, if you were saying I eat kimchi, well, action verb to eat, or doing something to the kimchi, well then yeah, you can use the object marker, but remember, 좋다 is only for describing things, therefore it could never use the object marker because it's not affecting those things. You're not doing anything to whatever you're describing. So you could use the subject marker, such as ka or e if it was ending in a consonant, or any other marker, but not the object marker. And this applies to all descriptive verbs. Anytime you're describing something, there is no object. You're not doing anything to that noun, to that word, so you cannot use a descriptive verb including 좋다 with the object marker. 좋아하다, however, does not mean to be good. 좋아하다 means to like. So 좋아하다 is an action verb. 좋아하다 is affecting something. Well, it can affect something. You can say, I like kimchi. You can say, I like a person. So it can use an object marker because it's an action verb. So you could say, 김치를 좋아해요. And that would be perfectly fine because 좋아하다 means to like. I like kimchi. You can like something. Like is an action verb, so you can use the object marker with it. But 좋다 does not mean to like something literally, so you can't use the object marker with it. If you were to use 김치가 좋아해요, remember that 좋아하다 means to like. So now you are saying kimchi is the subject of doing something. Kimchi is liking. So kimchi is liking something, and that wouldn't really make sense either. So use the object marker with whatever it is that you're affecting with an action verb. In this case, whatever you like would be marked with the object marker. If these words have such different definitions, then why do they get mixed up? I actually probably did this mistake too when I was a beginner. Literally, these words only have these definitions, to be good and to like. 좋다 can also translate as to like. Only though in translation, only when translating, literally, 좋다 always means just to be good. But when you're translating it, it can translate more naturally as to like something. And I think that's the reason why this gets misused so often. For example, you could say, 저는 김치가 좋아요. Literally, as for me, again, literally, as for me, kimchi is good, to be good, 좋다. So as for me, kimchi is good. Literally only though, in natural speech, 좋다 can be used to say, I like, even though it literally still means it is good. So literally, although it means, as for me, kimchi is good, this would more naturally translate as, and is a very natural way to say, I like kimchi. And you don't have to do this though with 좋다. You can also do this with the regular verb 좋아하다, meaning to like. But notice the difference. 저는 김치를 좋아해요. Notice how this one uses the object marker because we're using the verb to like. directly. So this one literally and naturally translated means I like kimchi. So when you're using one or the other, keep in mind how the marker will change. When you're using a descriptive verb, you will never use an object marker. So here we're using the subject marker, kimchi가. And when you're using the action verb, to like, or any action verb, you would mark that with the object marker for whatever you're affecting. So in this case, I like kimchi. So you're marking it with the object marker. And these two sentences have the same meaning and are both natural. You can say either one. If you want to say you like kimchi, you can say 저는 김치가 좋아요 or 저는 김치를 좋아해요. But then where does the confusion come from? If this was it, why would people still be getting these confused so much? And the issue actually has to do with this part of the sentence. Because in Korean, it's not necessary to state the person who's doing something or thinking something every single sentence. So you don't need to say 저는, 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 I at the beginning of every sentence in Korean like we do in English. So although we might say, yeah, I like kimchi, I think it's great, but I think it's a little spicy, but I still eat it. Notice all those I's in the sentence. Korean doesn't do that. Once you've introduced the topic, you don't need to repeat it again. So this sentence, both of these sentences will more often be just said like this. 김치가 좋아요. 김치를 좋아해요. I like kimchi for both of these translations. Literally, kimchi is good or I like kimchi. So this is where the confusion I think comes from. And that's when you don't use these like you're not supposed to in every sentence. They look different. And people will see this sentence translated as I like kimchi. And then they'll think that 좋다 or 좋아요 means to like something. Well, 좋아요 means I like it, so I should use the object marker here. And they mistakenly combine accurate information that they get now with old inaccurate information that they had before from learning about 좋아요. That's just my idea for why they make this mistake. However, without any other context, so let's just say we just see these sentences without 저는, so there's no 저는 in either. This one only means I like kimchi. This one though can have both meanings. It can just mean kimchi is good. Maybe someone is just saying, oh yeah, kimchi is good and that's bad. Or it can mean also, I like kimchi, or whoever's talking likes kimchi. And without any other context, it can have both meanings. So we need context in order to translate this as I like. Otherwise, it doesn't always mean I like something depending on how it's used. And this doesn't only apply to the verbs 좋다 and 좋아하다. It also applies to their opposites. 싫다 and 싫어하다. 싫어하다 means to dislike something, so to not like something, and 싫다 literally is to not be liked or to be disliked in that sort of sense. But you can also use these both to say I don't like something in the exact same way. 싫다 is a descriptive verb and 싫어하다 is an action verb. And this sort of topic is not only limited to these two words. In fact, it's a video topic I've made in the past. It's called transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Descriptive verbs are what's known as intransitive verbs and action verbs are transitive verbs. And it affects how they're used. And I made a video about that topic, which I will link in the description of this video. So did you enjoy this video? Would you like to see more tips like this? Let me know in the comments and make sure to like this video and of course subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you again in another lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.